check and make sure we're rolling. We good. We good. All right, All right. You want to start it off or?
Oh, go ahead, brother.
Okay, All right. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as their elders, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And this is a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Kwara Abad. As always, we got the elder Taza Pa as well. And the Wadi Halbashim Al-Shah, we back with another Thursday live. And in this lesson, we got a various topics, few things to talk about, which is, I don't want to say it's minute things, but it's things that push prophecy, that can lead to prophecy playing out. And as we've been quoting the past couple of weeks, be not ignorant of anything small or great, but so we'll touch on a few things here in this lesson. Like I said, it's different topics, but ultimately the main point is, as you see, it says various topics, and the elites admit digital currency and IDs are coming, because it's not just us saying it as the prophets, Great Millstone, our brothers who teach the same doctrine as us. Now you got the mainstream media coming out agreeing with what the prophets been saying. You have these elites, the higher ups, who've been making the plans. They finally coming out and expressing themselves like, yes, this is what we gonna do. This is what we got coming, man. So we'll hop into it. Lord willing, this lesson do be edifying. But Elder Tazapa, you got something before we hop into it?
Yeah, we'll kick it off here. Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So, as you mentioned, it's all about the prophecies right now, all right? And so what we like to give you, the format, how the brother laid it out, is to give you the prophecy in the news, all right? Because everything that's going on in the world today is going on at the plans, for lack of a better word, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So whether it's Putin going to China, latest developments with the CBDC, or whatever the case may be, these are all things orchestrated by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And we can relate it to the word. It might be.
Now that was me. I was checking, make sure it was good.
Yeah, if we see something that we feel that's important to I guess not only our deliverance, but for the people's, the believers, for their edification or admonishment, then that's what we try to give you. So, but yeah, it's all about the prophecies. So our thing is to filter these events through the scriptures so that you can see what's going on, and that you can turn around and give glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And again, that's for those who believe. So that was it.
So with that, I'll share my screen. We can hop into it. So this first article we're gonna hit is from End Time Headlines. Now, again, it's not a major deal, but again, we'll see where this goes, because this is not a coincidence that all these bridges are getting hit by both, cargo ships, natural gas, so on and so forth. Just like you had those. Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's a trend. We see a trend happening. But yeah, you got it.
John, that's it. Hey, you remember I don't think it was a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, but you had all those train derailments about a year ago. You had all
Yeah.
those train derailments. What was that about? But again, we'll see. But now you having these ships, all of a sudden, they ain't never been doing this. Now, granted, I'm sure you had throughout history ships hit bridges, right? But back to back, like we've been seeing,
Right. Right. Yep.
not no coincidence, man. What kicked it off? The Baltimore one, right? And I've been noticing there's different type ships too. You had the cargo one at Baltimore, and this one in Galveston, I believe it was carrying oil. But let's read a little bit of it. You know, Galveston out here in Texas. So and it's been different places. North, East, South, and Western America, these things been happening. But again, from End Time Headlines, now this was put out yesterday. It says barge strikes bridge in Galveston, Texas, damaging structure and causes oil spill and waterway closed. Nah, Galveston water already dirty. You see, already
Yep.
dirty. Now they got more oil in it. You about to say something?
No, you good.
Kind of, I read a little bit. It says a barge hit a bridge in Galveston, Texas on Wednesday, so yesterday, spilling oil into surrounding waters and closing the only road to a small island. So look, hold on. So the people on this island, what island it is? Pelican Island. I'm gonna have to look that up. So these people, I guess, stuck on the island now. I don't know. We got to look into it. But it says it closed the only road that led to a small island. Now, I don't know if it's still like this. Like I said, we'll look into it, but hey, we'll see. But it says a bridge that leads to Pelican Island, located just north of Galveston, was hit by a barge around 9:30 a.m., said Ronnie Varela with Galveston's Office of Emergency Management. Varela did not immediately know if the bridge was damaged or if there were any injuries. Aerial video showed portions of a rail line that runs parallel to the bridge on top of the barge. It says Varela said the collision caused an oil spill and that crews were working to clean it up. And what's that stuff called, Zaquan? They put into like the ocean, corrects it. Just
Yeah, the BP.
just push the oil down.
Right. For BP, they used it. Is that what they're using for that?
No, it didn't say it. I'm just trying to figure out how you go clean up the oil out this water.
Right.
Like where you start at, like what area and how you gonna get it out, it's there. And these are examples, like the Lord said, again, if time don't be shortened, all flesh gonna die, man. When I think about the fish in there, the different animal life that may be in there. Who knows if families may go out to Galveston and try to get in the water? What's gonna happen then? But these are ways diseases can spread, animal life can die, it can affect people. These are examples Isaiah said that the earth is mourning, man.
Yeah.
They already say all in water don't mix. you know.
That's right.
Come on, man. But you got it, Zaquan.
No, I didn't have nothing. Yeah, I just said, it's interesting. And we know Gerald Celente, he done built the whole platform. This whole thing is bringing you the trends. So when you see trends like this, it's important to take note. It's definitely something.
So we can move on from that one. Now this next thing, as we know, we're in May right now, but next month, which is we got some time left. But the FBI, as they always come out with their plans on what they need to combat before they start making moves, right? Just like Isaiah 10 said, how they write laws into place, but they need the perfect event, roughly paraphrasing, to mandate those laws. Now, a couple months ago, FBI was talking about expect immigrants coming in. They ain't know for sure. And then lo and behold, now we got over hundreds of thousands of immigrants maybe all of a sudden in America. FBI talking about they're gonna have uproars of Palestine supporters, and now look on college campuses, you got uproars of Palestine supporters, and and people going against the small hats. But now the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security coming out saying next month, you know, as they will call it, Pride Month. Next month, expect foreign terrorist groups to do something. Now they ain't saying, you know, if they're gonna do something for sure, but they just saying expect it. Now again, when the FBI just say stuff like that, that means it might happen. Something might happen, right? Now I'm gonna read a little bit of this, and we can kind of move on. But this was put out yesterday, May 15th. Is again, the title says FBI and DHS issue warning on foreign terrorist groups for June Pride Month. It says the FBI and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security issued a public service announcement that foreign terrorist organizations like ISIS and related terrorist organizations could target certain events across the United States during Pride Month related events in June. Now, again, we got some time out, but Elder Tazapah, he had mentioned this one right here before we started the lesson. Now, we know Israel, those small hats over there, they known for Pink City and they Pride Month, Pride parades. Well, look, the Lord having them cancel theirs too. Well, he got them canceling theirs. As his article say, from Times of Israel, it says Tel Aviv cancels annual Pride parade out of respect for a hostage situation. You know?
Yep.
So they're on alert. They're expecting something to happen too, so they canceled it. Now over here in America, they expecting something else too. And look, I would be happy that the Lord had all this canceled. Hey, remember when the George Floyd stuff came? Everything started being canceled.
Come on.
So we might come into the season of things being canceled again. Because again, those protests, that's going to increase. As they said, you know, terror, IST organizations may do something. Guess what? That's going to increase, man. So more things may be canceled. Football games, basketball games, a lot of these events and venues that hold a lot of people, concerts, things gonna start happening at those places. As they would call it, mass shootings. You know, they got the bird flu out that say it might be lockdowns in the summer. That goes back to canceling things, man. So we'll see where all this go. But I'll read a little bit of it. It says organizations like ISIS may seek to exploit increased gatherings associated with upcoming June 2024 Pride Month. The announcement said. It says 2 agencies said terror threat is compounded by the current heightened threat environment in the United States. I think it goes on. I ain't gonna read too much into it. I just kind of want to highlight it. But these things will happen. Remember, the Lord gave prophecies on Egyptian against Egyptian, people against people, friend against friend. The world's divided, especially America. And ain't nobody got time to see these proud rainbow flag supporters, man. And you know, Esau, you know, he had his end. He sees his country losing. Niggas talking too much, doing too much, the truth coming out. So expect something to happen, man. You got something, Zaquan?
Yeah, I bring out Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Messiah, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So I mean, you might read this and get a picture in your mind when it say that nation should rise against nation, of the old school war. You got one people on one side, another people on the other side, and they running towards each other to battle. Yeah, but it ain't gonna happen like that in these last days. All right. And to go along with what the brother just brought out, I just seen the headline, and I didn't know you was gonna go into this, but it was just the headline saying that it's by the day hundreds of Chinese coming across the southern border still. So you got nations here that's plotting and scheming on you right now as we speak. Nation is rising against nation right here, just in this continent of North America. Not to say that it's just limited to here, it's going on all throughout the world. But right, they doing it covertly or in diverse manners. You know, the way that these nations are rising up against each other. They're doing it economically. They're doing it through false flags. Who's to say that this article is not a psyop just to prep you, to get you looking for something to happen, and it be a false, the government come in and do a false flag. And then say them goddamn Hamas, that goddamn Hamas or goddamn Putin. You know, this is how America does business. You know, I mean, maybe they got some legitimate intel that something is really about to go down, you know, legitimately. But, you know, if something does go down, it'll more than likely be a false flag at that pride, you know, at that pride shit. But I will say this, and I'm not ruling anything out, but I will say this. This ain't the time for no goddamn gatherings and get-togethers or going to concerts and just being in big crowds of people. No way. Because all gatherings are targets. You know? There's people here that hate you Americans. But anyway, yeah, nation for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. All right. So you got it out.
And that's what I believe. These, like when they say stuff like this, when the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, give these so-called warnings, I believe that's exactly what you said, though, Zaquan. How they just say stuff to get in the minds of the people to expect something to happen, and then they'll just do it.
Right. And see, this is from, you know, our research that we again, trends. And Apostle Tahar said this a few years back. You study a man's habits. You know a man by his habits. And I'm not sure he used the word habits, but you know, a man's his well, I just say habits for lack of a better term. And Esau's habit is to give you a false flag, war by deceit. And that's the motto of Mossad out of Israel. Well, ISIS, Israel's Secret Intelligence Service. All right, their motto is wage all war by deception, which goes back to what? The art of war, Sun Tzu. So yeah, and that America is all about deception, man. You can't believe shit that you see or hear on any media. You got to do your leg work now. We're in the season of the deep fakes. But yeah, you got it out.
Kind of it. And I actually seen an article too. Man, I don't know what site it was. Oh man, I seen it a couple hours ago, but it was saying exactly what you're saying, how AI Man, I gotta find that article. I think it was on National. Hold on, let me see. But it was saying how AI, how now it's being used to push out false informations on a lot of these main websites. Man, I just looked at that article. I was supposed to send it to myself because you kind of mentioned that. Somebody mentioned that the other day in our account.
I know they
Man,
got me with the you know how they remixing these songs, making them sound old school.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought I had found something. I think it might have been a Sexy Red song, and it was old school. I said, what? You know, cause most of the new music come from old music. I was like, damn, where they dig this up at? And it wasn't nothing but AI.
I found it. It was on Natural News. Now check this out. And look, hey, what was talking about before this? Big tech. Big tech.
Definitely.
But check this out. Just exactly what you said. It says Natural News. This was put out yesterday. Mainstream publications collude with AI company to load searches with fake AI generated content.
Yep.
As what you were saying, we gotta watch, vet it.
Yeah, and on top of that, the censorship is coming. I mean, it's already rolling out, but you gonna see it on steroids probably sometime this summer, toward the end of summer, going into fall. You know, and even Elder Yashawamba had hit on it with the collab that GMS Dallas did with Elder Manatazak in South Carolina. He was speaking about, you know, basically the process to log in and stuff. You know, pretty soon you're gonna have to have credentials just to get on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And them credentials gonna be dependent on you being in good standing with the government. But yeah, I forgot what the brother was trying to do, and you know, he just briefly mentioned that, but it's coming. All of this stuff is coming. You got it, brother.
Speaking of censorship, so I had this article pulled up because that's on everything you sent on point, and this was put out yesterday as well. Natural News. The FBI admits colluding with big tech. Now, first, let's look up big tech. Big tech companies. Check it out.
That's okay.
No, what you about to say? You got it.
Now I remember. I should have sent you that too. I didn't know this topic was gonna come up. But yeah, they were saying the Super Tuesday, which was it might have been this past Tuesday, that Facebook and I want to say Twitter has shut down. All right, and what they were saying is pretty much because they didn't want Trump supporters, you know, going basically to collude. They wanted a certain narrative, you know, basically in support of the status quo or the current administration. They didn't want anyone speaking out against that. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can grab that real quick.
I just want to read this definition of collude. So this from Google. It says collude, to cooperate in a secret or unlawful way in order to deceive or gain an advantage over others. So, in other words, the FBI, your government, is going behind the citizens' back, working with big tech companies to do what? To censor the internet. We're going to find out who these big tech companies are. But the FBI working with big tech companies to censor, as we see censorship, and that's not it. You also got the beast, which is, the EU, some NATO nations, and also America got to be in there too, because this whore controls that whole beast. But the EU, we'll get to that a little later. The EU is also working with big tech companies to have digital IDs compliance by 2026. You see? So big tech companies, they in it. They working with the people. Now let's see what is a big tech company. Because we know these names. I just typed in on Google big tech companies. It says it generally includes the big five tech companies in the United States. The first one, Alphabet or Google. So in other words, the FBI been working with Google to censorship online stuff. Who else? The FBI been working with Amazon. The FBI been working with Apple, Meta, or Facebook, and Microsoft. And it's more. But these are the top main
Well, I
ones.
say this, you probably already know. I'm sure you know, but Facebook is CIA.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Zuckerberg was a plant. All that shit was set up. All right. So yeah, Facebook is a CIA operation from the jump, from its inception. So, then you got these others, but yeah, they all are. You got it out.
Now that's it. That's it. So we see these companies, the main Netflix. Well, yeah, it says it can also include the tech companies with high valuations, such as Netflix, so on and so forth, Tesla. But we talking about the technical side of things: Google, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, right, and Meta, which that's tied to Facebook too, Instagram, all that, all these things that's brother companies or sister companies to these bigger tech companies, they all gonna get down with it. So as the Elder Taza Paul was saying, censorship is one of the things that's been spoken about lately. Now, as of yesterday, this article was put out. You was about to say something? So as
No,
of
but
yesterday,
I'm looking for that video real quick. Go ahead.
So this article was put out. It says the FBI admits to colluding. What collude me again? To do something secretly behind somebody's back. Admits colluding with big tech to ramp up online censorship efforts ahead of 2024 elections. Because again, they can have a lot of opinions going out. They want their agenda to go out. Let's read it. It says, remember all the collusion stories we wrote about the FBI and its efforts to control free speech through social media infiltration. Well, we have learned that censorship has resumed ahead of the 2024 elections. The FBI just resumed collusive efforts, according to the Federalist, with social media companies like Facebook and Twitter to censor posts and silence influencers who are caught spreading disinformation. And see, this is why, see stuff like this and what we spoke about last week with the small hat law and how they talk about you can't say this, you can't say that, even though we know it's the truth. That really, man, that bothers me because it's disinformation according to who? Esau just it's his world, so it's all good. But it's like he just say stuff and make a law and just go with it. Disinformation according to who? And they're gonna have a big banner, like even that small hat law is so vague to where anything you say can go under that. So this disinformation censorship, how much more of this truth that's coming out? So it says Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, spilled the beans about it at a recent press conference, telling the media that the federal agencies like the FBI and the Cyber Security Infrastructure Security Agency, it says, hold on. Okay. It says, are once again colluding with big tech to remove disinformation on their sites as the November presidential election nears, man. So FBI, the government is working with social media, Facebook, Google, everything to only show what they want to show. Take down certain things that is not according to their agenda. So we could very well be in a time so our message is going to be taken away. You see? You
Yeah,
got
I shot you that video, brother, just to have another receipt on it.
Okay, Kyle, let me see. You just sent
If
it
you
to the
wanna check it
WhatsApp?
out. Right. I'm gonna bring out the verse real quick if you wanted to check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. It ain't come
All
through
right.
yet though.
Oh, it may be uploading. But this is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So there's going to come a famine of hearing the word. All right. You're going to see just how important that is. Because right now, I know majority of the people in the world like, the hell with it. Or what's it to me? You're going to find out. All right. Because the Most High is holding order right now, just so we could prophesy. The reason why all chaos hadn't broke out to this point is so that we could go out and prophesy. The Lord wants his word to go forth first. So what you think is going to happen when he calls us back?
Mm-hmm.
Why you think it says in the scriptures that the day of the Lord is darkness and not light? It's going to get dark as hell when the Lord called his prophets back. During that famine of the hearing of the word of the Lord, it's going to be dark as hell. So, yeah, you're going to find out what it means. We know what it means because, see, serving Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, we're made privy to his secrets. And that's here Amos also. And this is Amos chapter 3. And it's verse 7. I'm going to cut straight to the point. Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So what does this mean? We're ahead of the curve on all of this shit. Meaning the shit that's going on in the world. We're ahead of the curve. So we see stuff from a distance, whereas y'all are going to have to run up on it to see it. And by the time you run up on it, you in striking distance, you good as gone. Why you think the scriptures say, how it go? A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
That's right.
So the Lord put us ahead of the curve. We able to foresee the evil long before it even gets here. That's why some people, well, not some, a lot of people who know us personally, especially, think that we're crazy. Because they just don't see what we see. But when they see it, it's going to be too late. It's on your ass. Just like that lion coming up out of that thicket. Once you see the lion, you done. You got 1 or 2 steps. if you quick on your feet, you got 2 or 3 steps you can make, and you out of there.
Right.
The Lord is showing us, look, there's a danger right there. But yeah, brother, it still didn't go through.
Yeah, it went through. I'm trying to send it to myself. That's why I took it off. I'm in my email right now. So
see, that's the government colluding because they don't want they don't want the video to come out. Yeah, that's censorship. We going through that censorship already.
God, you know what? I'm gonna just play it off my phone, put it up on the camera. But I had a quick precept too, Zaquan, to back up what you were saying.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Let's
even
get
that
these
precept you
precepts.
quoted, how I said the day of the Lord will be darkness and not light. Even
Right.
in that precept to show you how bad it's going to get, the Lord doubled down on what he said, because he said it's going to be darkness and not light, and said even very darkness and no light in it, no chance at all in it. And I don't think, and I don't, we can read the scriptures, even us as believers, we really don't get how crazy these times going to be, although we know it. So
No,
how much these people who have no idea, we
you
going to
right.
know who doing it, why it's happening, how it's going to end, and what's going to come after. That's a comfort right there. These people ain't going to know what's doing it, what's happening, why God, the devil, mad, the end of the world. They ain't going to know. And that's why I want to get this precept, because as you was going
Yeah.
into, it's cool right now with a word out, but the reason everything is in order is because the word is out. But when it get taken away, I'm thinking of Revelation 7. Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, until the service be sealed.
Come
But I'm
on.
gonna
Go ahead,
read this
brother.
real quick. What you say, Salaki?
No, you got it, brother. You
Kind of real
cooking.
quick. This second Ezra chapter 5 and verse 9. It says, "And salt waters shall be found in the sweet." And it's going into the times that we fastly approaching. "And all friends shall destroy one another." Then, so at this time, when even friends start going against one another, it says, "And then shall wit hide itself." What is wit? W-I-T. That shows sharpness of mind, man. Your keenness, your focus. I like to use that word acuity, your focus. So at this time, when things get bad, the Lord saying people, they focus gonna go out the window. It says, and what else? "And understanding shall withdraw itself into his secret chamber." That's when the Lord take the prophets off the streets. That's what,
Yep.
look, censorship, right? That's when brothers' videos get cut down. Certain
Yep.
brothers, apostles, elders' videos get cut down. Look, even the Sakaris they might leave IUIC up. They might leave Most High in Christ
Right,
blessed.
right. That's probably good. IUIC probably good to go.
And
But
see, and
like,
I
hey,
wouldn't be
going
so.
back to that lesson, Elder Manata Zakbai, he brought up how shit. They going off every week now on something or another. So yeah, Maya, you can lead them up. Esau can lead them up. But yeah, you got it out.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you do. You know why? Because at this time, that's when people go try to run to the videos. But at this time, guess what they only go see? IUIC breakdown of Jacob's trouble. IUIC breakdown of this, or these other GOCC breakdown of that. It ain't gonna be the real truth. And it ain't gonna comfort men in that time, because
Right.
they ain't gonna have it. So
There you go.
therefore, it says, "And understanding shall withdraw itself into a secret chamber." Check this out, verse 10. "And shall be sought of many, and yet not be found." They're gonna be looking for the truth and not find it. And because they ain't gonna find it, this was gonna happen. "And then shall unrighteousness," what is that? Lawlessness, man. "And then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth." What is that? A lack of self-control. That's a
Yes,
lack of
sir.
self-control. So once hard times come and reality really kick in, and these people realize they ain't got the answers, the ones who did have the answers, we can't find them. They're gonna be searching, and the Lord said they ain't gonna find it. And at that point, that's when they go bug out. And you just mentioned Gerald Salente. What's one of his quotes? When people have nothing else to lose, they lose it.
They
That
lose
it
it.
is that we just read, that wit, that focus, your mind. They're gonna lose their mind. So it says, verse 10, "That shall be sought of many and yet not be found," talking about the truth. "And then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth."
That's
Everything just
on
gonna
point.
spiral out of control. It says, verse 12, "And at the same time shall men hope." They're gonna be looking for food one day, hoping something will get better. Look, they're gonna be hoping FEMA gonna come, Red Cross gonna come and save them. The military
Yeah.
hoping they come in. At the
Yep.
same time, and look at Azaquan, because we gonna be knowing every day gonna get worse, and they gonna be hoping, hopefully the next day better.
Right. And what they call it when, you facing your own mortality, your own death. There's a term they say, they call it your darkest hour. So Yeah, it's gonna be real dark out here. You got it, brother.
Man, that's it. And it says, and at the same time, so when times get real hard and real bad and no truth able to be found, ain't no video to click on to see what prophecy is this, what's coming next, what a Thursday lives at, what a round table sit downs at, what at the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, so they're gonna try to build, but their ways shall not prosper. That's the time we fastly approaching, man. The Lord gonna have these people backs against the wall in every way possible. Financial system, social, the healthcare, every way possible. That's what the scriptures mean by he calls of all. He's someone got to put a gun at everybody's head, say, do you want this C-hip or not? No, and he shoot you. No, he gonna cause you by making your life hard and miserable to where you're gonna have to come to him and depend on him for necessities, man. But that's what make the difference with us. We don't need Esau. We got the Lord. Esau ain't create food. He ain't create water. No, the Lord did. You see, but that's the comfort we have now. You got to do, Zaquan.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful, brother. And just to go with what you brought out, that was hard hitting right there. But in of course, Isaiah 33:6 shows you where wit or who wit will be with. All right. Isaiah 33:6. Let me get 5. Isaiah 33, verse 5. The Lord is exalted. All right. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. All right. So that unrighteousness the brother read about, that ain't gonna apply to us. We still gonna be applying righteousness in the midst of chaos, in the midst of turmoil, upheaval, smoke and dust everywhere. We ain't just gonna be eating anything. We ain't just, like Denzel, the Book of Eli. Yeah, he ate a cat at the beginning of the movie. We ain't gonna be doing that shit. The Lord gonna feed us. And what you just read, they gonna try on their own strength to make it. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't working. The Lord gonna take care of us. With Isaiah 65. Right. So, right. He had filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? That fear of the Lord, like we went into last night, that's really what's gonna hold us down. It's like you mentioned, I don't know if that was you, mentioned the 7 brothers. It might have been Parathon, but they was in the midst of chaos. But what did they do? They retained their integrity, kept their resolve, and kept the law. In spite of, because them goddamn Greeks was trying to get them to go off, eat pork and all that shit. And they said they would rather die than to eat pork. You niggas would rather die than to give up pork.
Man, wow.
But yeah, in the midst of all of the misunderstandings, the confusion, the chaos, the men of the Lord, we're gonna be walking in wisdom and knowledge. We're gonna have our wits about us. Why do you think Isaiah 4 speaks about 7 women shall take hold of 1 man? Because it's gonna be dark out here. It's gonna be chaos, you see? And that's when women fall right in line, right in order. You ain't got to run no game. You ain't got to take it to what's that, Stake 54, whatever the fuck they be talking about today. You don't have to do none of that.
Stake 48, I think.
Yeah, 48. I think you're right. Stake 48. But anyway, man, let
Yeah.
me grab that real quick, brother. I'm gonna let you get back to the news.
Nah, it's all good.
Real quick, Isaiah 4 and 1, because this really go with Isaiah 33 and 6. All right, Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, see, what day? The day that the brother's reading about, when lawlessness, and what was that word? Well, unrighteousness, and what was that word?
Incontinency. I'll pull it up.
Incontinency.
Let me just make sure I said that right. Incontinency or incontinence?
Incontinency.
Incontinency. It might be.
Definition on it.
Continence.
But that day, when that's going on, the time of Jacob's trouble.
Incontinence.
Yep.
It says incontinence, a lack of voluntary control over urination or defecation. Number 2, or a lack of self-restraint.
Yep.
And then you go to self-restraint. It says, self-discipline, self-control, self-mastery.
Come on, brother. So in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right. And just to put that in short, because we done dissected this verse. Every brother in GMS done dissected this verse. But just to put it short, women gonna fall in order. And the Lord is gonna show them, as he said, Isaiah 13:12. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold. And what does that say by today's vernacular? You're gonna find out who the prize is in that day. You women, y'all gonna find out who the prize is. Because the way the Most High is gonna make a man more precious than fine gold is he's gonna the light is gonna be on us. That wisdom and knowledge I just read about, the Most High's light is gonna rest on his elect. Lord willing, I'll be of that number. But when it's dark, like you chilling at the house, and whatever happened, lightning hit the telephone line, your lights go out. What's the first thing you do? Now people grab their phone, but you go to that kitchen drawer, wherever you had your flashlight. You knew where you had your flashlight. You kept batteries in it, some fresh batteries, but just to cut it short, you look for a source of light. So in those dark times, which is coming here real soon, especially women, they're going to be looking for light, which is what is that? That's stability. All right? But that's what a man's supposed to represent, stability. Women are reckless. Women are chaos. Women are all over the goddamn place because they don't have that restraint. They're incontinent in their emotions. A man's supposed to be solid. And again, why you think the scriptures say a man shall become as women? They're not going to have the light. All right? And this is why we bring you the news. All right? So you can see, basically you can get a gauge of the temperature of the world. And see that the Most High wasn't lying to you. Esau lied to you, telling you that this ain't the word of the Lord. Most High ain't never lied. Shit. Numbers 19 and 19 and 21 or 20, but in Numbers 19, I'm gonna say 19.
Numbers 23 and 19.
I got you. He should lie.
I got you. I'll read it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 21 and 19. That's what threw me off. Yeah, Numbers 21 and 19.
Oh, it's 23. 23.
Yeah. Okay, you got it out.
Can I read it for you? This Numbers 23 and 19. It says, the Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it? Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
Okay, the water, brother. Numbers 23 and 19. The water. So yeah, and that's how it's gonna go down. And as the brother Karabah said, we don't know every little detail, you know, we don't have all of, you know, this is gonna happen, then this, and then after that, and then next, this is gonna happen. You know, the Lord give us the overview. But you got it, brother.
Con. Oh, you want me to play that vid still?
Oh man, shit, yeah, you can play like a minute or two of it. Yeah, I think it's like 4 minutes.
All right, look, I'm gonna have to hold it up because it wasn't able to send to my email. So I'm gonna just hold it up on my phone.
Okay.
I'm gonna show my phone on the camera. Hold on.
Come on.
Let me show my phone. Let's see. All right, here we go. So this is the video Elder Tazapah talking about right here.
Breaking news. You ready? Facebook is down on Super Tuesday.
Now for y'all who probably just came in, real quick, what this video coming off of. Let me share the screen real quick. We was talking about, because we know what's kind of went off in something else, but not into something else, but we add on, like the Apostle Paul said, lessons within lessons. So, but we was going into how the FBI colluding, that's the new word of the Tazapah. You know, how the FBI been colluding with big tech, and we just looked up who's big tech. For example, Google, Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, right?
YouTube.
FBI admits colluding with big tech to ramp up online censorship efforts ahead of the 2024 elections. That's not it. Remember, the beast. You got the European Union. We're going to get to this one in a few. It says, this was put out 2 days ago. The EU's controversial digital ID regulations, it says, set for 2024 and mandating, so they mandating Google, YouTube, right? Twitter, Amazon. They mandating big tech compliance by 2026. And when you go into this, they starting it now on the 20th.
Right. Yep.
On the 20th, they starting it. They just saying in 2026, it's gonna be done. Is everything gonna be just, in other words, the new NWO 2026. Right? Talking about for the EU, you know, that's their mindset. But we know the law gonna speed up times. The point is, they talk what the Apostle Paul always said. Now, this ain't the MOTB. It's not the MOTB, the digital ID, and the CBDC, that digital currency. That's not even the MOTB. That microchip, I gotta say, that micro C-HIP, that's the MOTB. When that come out, that's when we gotta say no. But the thing is, the Apostle Paul always said, since I came into this truth, when they mandate that MOTB, that's when things gonna speed up. The point is, they actually starting to use this word mandating. Now it's not the MOTB, but it's the system, though. And when I read this, I thought about Apostle Paul, how, man, they using mandate now. That's to show us it's right here. It's not the MOTB, but the system is being mandated, man. They forcing everything people use. Google. You see, Apple. Remember Apple? A lot of people got iPhones. These every big tech company, they mandate them. Get down. And you know they want the ESG score to be good. Get down, man.
Yep.
They're using the word mandate, man. It's around the corner. So, like, Zaquan, you got it.
No, you good. You got it.
So I'll play this video real quick. Just wanted to kind of say that on why we went to this video, or why we're gonna play this video. Here it is.
People are logged out. I just went on my Facebook right now, and I'm logged out. So is Rob. Can you guys check to see if you've been logged out from your Facebook? Just go on your phone, Tom.
I'm logged out.
You're logged out. See if it says session expired.
Oh wow, they don't want nobody on Super Tuesday talking about what's happening.
Well, no, it's not. We're not. I'm just saying the timing. Grok said it's a
Whoa.
very.
Yeah,
Are you? By the way, for people that are watching, are you also logged out? Can you just go check your Facebook? And if you're logged out,
about
put
Instagram?
put here if you're logged out. Yeah, check Instagram as well.
Oh yeah, wouldn't even let me log in with my password. Oh, I couldn't refresh the feed on Instagram.
Everybody seeing this just like this?
Instagram as
So,
well.
so you're saying the timing isn't really weird
Well,
right
all
now?
I'm saying it's a little weird, but let's see what's going on here. Facebook and Instagram down during outage, thousands affected. Well, 5 people here are affected. So if you were just kicked out of Facebook or Instagram while scrolling, you're not alone. Meta social platform are currently not working. With both Instagram and Facebook pulling up failure to load, error pages go a little lower.
Come on.
And Down Detector reported 44,000 outages at 10:13. It's 10:48 right now, so it was 30 minutes ago. 8 on your side has reached out to Meta. What is 8 on your side? Oh, the show has reached out. So go on Twitter and let's see what Twitter is saying.
Like, isn't it a coincidence though that this is happening on this day?
Well, I watched your interview with Eric Prince from Blackwater right after the day of the AT&T outage, and you asked what are the chances that China was responsible for that, despite AT&T and the cell phone service saying that was their bad. He said, what was the number he said, Pat? 70%?
70%. He said.
I don't know, dude. These things are popping up more and more, and
Number one trending hashtag on Twitter right now is Facebook down.
And Adam, I understand that angle, but what about just them going, hey, let's just not let anybody speak or share or do anything on a major platform?
if this was a general election, your theories would hold water, but this is
Well,
a
it's not a-
primary.
it's not a theory.
Those people are voting.
Want to keep playing it?
God, that's said enough.
Let me see if I could pull it up on here. Which I ain't gonna.
Yeah,
we ain't gotta
they
play
said
no
enough.
more. I'm gonna just put in the chat for the brothers and sisters who want to kind of watch it.
God. But
me
you
see
see
it.
that? They could just keep you from logging in. That's censorship. It ain't just got to be them, clipping your content. They can just keep you from logging in.
And you know what? Let's go to this article because what they saying with this compliance, I have to find it on these videos. But let's go to this article because we just saying about logging in. I think one of the things with this EU digital ID was having access to the internet or access to a central service. Yeah, let's read a little bit of it. And again, they're using that word mandating, man. And we can play this video right here. Let them speak a little bit, Clayton and Natalie, and we can, kind of end it there. The Lord said the same. But so this was put out 3 days ago. This from Blacklisted News. It says the EU's, which is the European Union, which is a part of the beast, a part of the beast, right? The EU's controversial digital ID regulations set for 2024. And we're gonna read the date because it's on the 20th. That's a couple days from now.
Right.
So it's starting in a couple days, but it says mandating big tech, again, Google, Apple, Twitter, Facebook, use everybody, mandating them by 2026. It says, now again, we can say that. I'm gonna get this though real quick. It's Revelation 12:12. Because he could make Esau, it was the appointed time the Lord gave him the ability to set time and dates, like Daniel 7 said. He changed time. Time ain't on his side no more, though. Time ain't on Esau's side no more. He got to hurry up and do these things. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. And woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, which is Esau Edom, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. He can set a date, that's cool and all, but we know, according to Yahweh Shai's prophecy, the Lord gonna speed up the time for the elect's sake. He can say 2026. The Lord gonna stop it before that, though, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's read a little bit. So it says, The European Unions, I'm gonna use their whole name, call them by, when your parents mad at you, they call you your first and last name. The European Union's new digital ID rules, the Digital Identity Regulation, or EIDAS 2.0, are about to come into force on May 20th, and mandating compliance from big tech and member countries, other members of the beast. So if the members of the beast gonna get down with this thing, what about the whore that's on top of it, controlling it? She ain't gonna get down with it eventually and have their own type of digital currency, digital ID, because that's what it's gonna lead to.
All right.
But it says mandating compliance from big tech and member countries in supporting the EU digital identity wallet. It says, however, work is not complete on the EU DI wallet, as several pilots are planned for 2025 to consolidate the process of the implementation of the rules. And it's crazy to say, because we're in 2024 and it's like, man, 2025 so far away. It's because we want it just to happen now, But even just to say, even if it was 2026, let's say that Esau come out with the MOT being mandated, that's just 2 years away. So in other words, we about to get in the kingdom, new bodies and all that just 2 years from now.
Right. That's not a long time
at all.
But you have to realize, because I believe they said buy when you read it. Because if they say buy, that means they want it up and running at 2026. So that means you're going to see it next year, possibly this year. And it's, again, as the brother was saying, it's ultimately up to the Most High. But if they saying by 2026, that means they want it up and running come 2026.
The world gonna have to change.
So, yeah, that's not a far stretch. But yeah, you got it, brother.
Kind of says, I read it a little bit more. It says, according to the framework, the European Council passed recently, which has now been officially published, the deadline for the digital ID wallet to be recognized and made available is 2026, 2 years from now. It says for now, it will be used. So look, that's when it's going to be that's when they're going to do it. But for now, it will be used in several scenarios, including, and look what they starting with, including accessing government services and age verification reports notes. So first thing, government services, that's benefits. So if people get benefits and certain things that they got to do with the government, pay child support, guess what? Guess what they're gonna have to go through now? The digital ID. People ain't getting out of jail. You don't need no thing on your ankle no more. Get the digital ID. So get that, we'll track it. We'll see everything you're doing with that. We don't need to keep your eyes on you no more. We got eyes all around the city. We good. You can go ahead. But accessing government services, they coming at the people who gonna have to depend on them. They gonna get just like the Jews. They got the first ones who was just so fearful. They went to the government and said, "Heal me by way of this juice." The sheep, or they get them out the way first. Let's just go ahead and get them out the way first. Get them signed up. But the next set of people, they may have to get a little more fear into them. So event got to happen. Then they'll be ready. But the point is, they starting with what? Government services. WIC, now granted it's the EU, but again, we liken this into America because the same things go come here. Any benefits, whatever it is, you're going to have to get it through that digital system. You got some, Saquon? You about to say something?
No, bro. Well, I was going to say, was that last week? We spoke on, with this year, you're going to see, and it's already in the news with these super cancers due to that, what you was talking about. So yeah, you're gonna see more people dropping dead. But yeah, you got it.
Kind of real quick, it says and age verification. That's what you were just talking about. Being on the internet, logging in, so on and so forth.
Con.
Let's see. I skipped that. I'll read a little bit of this. It says getting a digital wallet issued, using it, or having it revoked will be free of charge. While the code powering the system will be open source, but with the caveat that countries will be able to withhold certain information and reasonable justification. It says the regulation also aims to preserve website authentication certificate standards now in place and established in the industry while clarifying their scope. I jump down and I'll play the video after this. So let's get this. Let's get this last little paragraph. It says digital IDs can also be used to control. Now check this out. Also be used to control access to essential services. Let's look that up real quick to see what that is. Let's see if we can find a list of essential services. And check this out. Just for example, in Texas, healthcare and public health, right? So you can't get no help without getting down with the digital ID. Law enforcement, public safety, other first responders, food and agriculture, energy, waste and water, transportation and logistics, public works and infrastructure support services, and communication and info. So you can't get on the internet, no phone, no communication, can't move around the city, no bus, no train, can't drive a car, can't get on a plane. Hey, and you know how we know this true? Hey, Advertiser Power, remember we played that video in China, and that dude who had a bad credit score, he couldn't even buy a ticket to get out the city. He couldn't do nothing. He couldn't even leave. And as he was done, he couldn't do nothing.
Yep. I did a lesson with a chick from China, same shit. I don't know what she was penalized for, but she was shut out of everything. She couldn't buy nothing. She couldn't even get in her apartment. And she was just like roaming. She couldn't do nothing but you know wait for them to pick her up. When I say them, the Chinese government.
Essential businesses. It says financial services, banks, accountant, payroll, insurance companies, healthcare, medical facilities, mental health treatment, pharmacies, urgent dental care, veterinarian care, and nursing homes. So going back to it, it says digital IDs can also be used to control, keyword, to control access to essential services, necessities of man. It says potentially manipulating social or political compliance.
Yep.
It says the extensive data collection involved can lead to profiling and discrimination, which means, oh, you got a bad score, you can't come. There's no more, oh, you know, this nigga, or you know, this, you black and you sag and you got, you know, can't wear Jordans in the club. No, it's your credit score bad. You can't come here. Or you don't agree with the new way, you can't come over here, man. Again, the episode of Black Mirror. On that video we played in China, they had the people faces up, addresses on under their face with their name, their age, their date of birth, address, and everything, in the train station, and had a look, he got a horrible credit score. Don't deal with him. He cut out of society. Right. So extensive. You got it.
Oh, you got it.
It says extensive data collection involved can lead to profiling and discrimination. Furthermore, which they're gonna still be calling niggas to the day we get out of here. But it says furthermore, these IDs are susceptible to hacking and identity theft, placing individuals at risk of financial and reputation damage. Often, citizens are coerced into participating with genuine consent, and a lack of transparency and oversight in these systems increases the risk of misuse. So again, we know even the MOTB, because even this next set of things, you might have to get accounts, and they might say, it's getting hacked, so you got to get the chip in you. Then it ain't gonna ever be hacked. It's in your body. That may be the next step. At this point in time, when they say that, people are already gonna be super bugged out. They're gonna believe everything at that time anyway. But you got as a quantity,
Con. Oh, I ain't had nothing. What you got?
We could probably play a little bit of this vid. We can end it in a few if you ain't got nothing else.
All right.
And you know what? I want to get a precept too, just to kind of hit on that point. Everybody gonna get down with this way eventually. This Revelation 3. I know we get the Revelation 13 with the MOTB, he calls of all, but also Revelation 3. Yeah, how was Shaq gonna have to be with us in these times we coming in? Yeah, we might have to get the FedNow account first and use digital services and pay our bills. But when that MOTB come out, that's when it's gonna get real. But the whole world, every government, so you can't run from America and think you're gonna get away in Europe or Australia. Everybody about to get down in this system. Revelation 3 and 10, it's Yahushua. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So this time we coming in, the digital system is coming upon all the world to try everybody that's in the earth, and it's going to lead to that main trial, which is everybody getting tempted if they're going to take that MOTB in their body or not.
Con.
But yeah, it's up to you. We ain't gotta play the video because I know a couple, elders and brothers played it throughout the last couple of days so far. But it's up to you.
Yeah, it's your call.
Let me see how long we've been going. Oh, we've kind of been going for a minute. I just put it in the chat.
Yeah, it's your call. Which one was that?
That was the redacted one. When it says
it
the
was two
World
though,
Economic Forum, just as
with the cash. Yeah. Con.
Con, what you thinking? Just a little bit of it, or just put it in the chat?
No, you can play it. Yeah, you can play it.
Con, I just play a little bit then.
Well, the banks are on the verge of collapse, hundreds of them, as Americans are scrambling to get their money out of these banks. That's not me saying this. This is CNBC
This was put out a day ago from Redacted.
News, front page news, now finally reporting what we've been warning about for years on this show. The house of cards is coming down. So we'll get to that part of it in a second with these banks collapsing. But first, cash.
You know what's so funny? So I used to work for CNBC. And I would show up for these segments, panel segments, right? And I would say, well, I'm really worried about the US dollar because of this. And I would share some books and they'd be like, oh, okay. Like the fellow panelists, they just were supremely unconcerned about yeah, whatever. People say that they're doom and gloom. They showed no interest when I was working there.
Well, now they do apparently because it's undeniable. And now you have the Fed saying these stress tests of these small banks. You had the Treasury Secretary a month ago. You had Jerome Powell about a month and a half ago saying that these small banks are facing severe strains and a lot of them are going to collapse. They're going to be gobbled up, of course, by the larger banks. They told us this, and now CNBC acknowledging this. That is front page news. So we'll get there in a second, though. But first, one way to control a population, of course, is to control everything that you buy, and the best way to do that is to eliminate cash, because with cash you can remain anonymous. One of the largest banks in Australia, I don't know how to say this in Australian English, Macquarie Bank. I'm going to say Macquarie Bank, just announced it's going cashless. and it will not allow customers to deposit or withdraw cash or checks from its office branches starting this month. Reserve Bank data in April shows Australians then ran to the ATMs, according to Malcolm Roberts, and they made 30 million ATM cash withdrawals, amounting to 9.5 billion in February, up from 3.6 from February of 2023. And that number is skyrocketing. So Australians are trying to get their money out, whatever cash they can from these banks. But guess what? They're going to be going to these ATMs, finding out that there's not a lot in there and there's not going to be cash available for them. Australians are now protesting this. Here's a group of protesters who's saying, we need cash. Please do not take away our cash. Listen.
Cashless society, that sort of just means that they can track us, they can make new rules, and if we don't apply by those rules, well, then they can cut our bank accounts. So if we don't have cash, we need to keep our freedoms, we need to keep our cash.
And the WEF is moving full steam ahead right now with its plans to remove cash, because you can't control people if I'm able to pay for things that you don't know about, right? If I want to pay the gardener, if I want to, not that I do illicit drugs, but, whatever I want to do, if I can use cash to do it, you can't control me, right? I want to pay someone for a used car, right? I want to pay in cash, which is how a lot of used car transactions take place, right?
Right.
I want to sell a computer. I sold something the other day, like just cash.
An air filter.
Yeah, they sold an air filter, cash, right? So many businesses are already making the move to digital only, no cash allowed, like this pub in Britain.
Okay, so where are we? We're in Winchester. Yeah, and are you refusing cash? And what's your name?
My name's Izzy, I'm the assistant manager.
Okay, so you're the assistant manager in the pub in Winchester, and you're adamant that you can't take a national currency.
Yes.
Okay, so that's all I've got.
Okay, I'm afraid I can't tell you anything today then, unfortunately.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Even though I can personally sue you for up to £9,000.
We wouldn't be allowed to operate. We don't accept cash.
You're not allowed to operate. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. You cannot refuse legal tender. You cannot refuse legal tender.
I'm really sorry, no one will be served
Chris?
today.
DeRoysty in our chat says lots of pubs now in the UK are doing this now. No cash. Let us know where what part of the world you are in, and are you experiencing this, whether it's your local coffee shop, your local pubs, let us know. Of course, the British, here's a British man. He just wanted to go in and buy some strawberries. He just wanted some strawberries last year. And he was told that he couldn't pay with cash anymore. And he's been shopping at this store for years. Watch this.
Tracked and apt to buy anything. I'm going to buy some strawberries, and I'm offering exactly the right amount of money here on the help desk. So you people take that money, £1.90, and I will take my strawberries outside.
You can't take that.
Call the police.
You can't take that. The police is on their way. You can't take that. Police is on their way. You can't take that.
I paid by legal tender.
No. Don't break the door. Do not break the door.
No, don't. I paid by legal tender, and I am going out with my strawberries. And I'm going to eat them. I'm going to eat my strawberries. I paid by legal tender in this dystopian place.
Okay.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Because you should be able to spend your eye on here. You should be able to spend wherever you want. This is an absolute joke.
You want one, mate?
Thank you.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, that's
in
good.
this dystopian place.
Yes.
Like sitting in prison, like, what are you in for? I paid for some strawberries in cash.
Then he sort of boasted that the Humadine said ordinary people.
Now here it is. So we'll kind of end it after this. But they about to let a World Economic Forum leader speak, and what he about to go into is the system that's coming and how it's going to benefit them.
During a WEF meeting in Saudi Arabia,
Some tempest through here, bro.
What'd you say, Zaquan?
Oh, Salaki, yeah, the Most High sent a tempest through here. I ain't got no power right now.
Okay, yeah, it look like it's about to come this way too, because it's getting cloudy over here.
Yeah, it's blowing hard.
Yeah, we could just end it then. We could
I
just
know
end it
it's
out.
gonna rain, but I didn't know it's gonna be this much.
Yeah, it look like it's coming this way right now. I'm looking out the window. You want to just end it then? I throw it in the chat. You could do that.
Yeah, I got some stuff I need to do
Yeah,
real
let's
quick.
do that. Can't wait. Hey, the water for tuning in. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders. And with that, shalom.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.